I am Amber Labahi for Hopi High School, and our guest today is Native American musician and actor Gary Farmer. Hello, Gary. Could you give a quick background of yourself?
I'm from Six Nations Res and just above the border, above Buffalo, New York. I'm old now, and I live in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
What was your purpose of coming to Hopi High School?
To make as much money as I possibly could to sustain my family and the other three families I represent in the band. Well, and also to spend time with you guys, who I hold close to my heart, having played the world's biggest Hopi in the movie Dark Wind in 1990.
What do you think about their media and music department?
I think it's really special you guys got this. I don't think there's many schools I've ever been to that are advanced in that way. You're lucky to have the teacher you have, and Mr. Stan Bindo, a long time, I've known him, he's a long time journalist from The Independent, which was probably the only newspaper in the region that carried Native stories and treated them fairly, in my view, over the course of many years that I've read that paper.
Could you tell us about your blues band?
It's becoming more of a rock band. The blues, I started with the blues because, to me, the Tuscaroras were down in the Carolinas when the slaves got brought here. And obviously they couldn't make the Tuscaroras slaves, and I'm part Tuscarora. They didn't slave up very good, so they went and got these other folks, and when they brought them, of course, we were growing the biggest. If you look for Tuscarora corn, it's huge. It's that big, unlike Hopi corn, which is a little smaller because you have a tougher climate environment to grow food. But the Tuscarora are very successful at corn. So obviously we were in the fields when they came, and I think that relationship between slavery and Native America clashed for the first time. And of course their drum and their songs and our drum, that's where it meshed. That's where it fusioned is the good word. And I was fascinated by that experience, knowing that the Tuscarora Trail to come and join our confederacy, the Six Nations, because we were only 5 to start, and we became 6 with the joining of the Tuscaroras after 1710, big war. When they came north, the Tuscarora Trail, that was later the Underground Railroad for all the black slaves to get free. So that relationship hasn't really been explored in media or history or film or TV or radio. So it's a big exploratory story that could happen. Imagine a film with just black and Indians, no white folk. I mean, just, the native character or the black characters holding the antagonist and protagonist parts rather than, media has been very white focused where it's always their stories from their point of view. So for us to begin taking some of our history and making it our point of view would be fascinating. Yeah, acting, I was looking for something to change the world. I really was, because I grew up in a tough environment, dad being influenced by alcohol, typical Indian issues. Nothing out of the ordinary, I guess, violence, stuff like that. So I knew it had to be better somehow. So as the oldest child, I decided, well, I got to find something to help fix this. So, I did a few stops before I figured out, oh my God, the theater. If I could tell stories and I can make people think about it, and if I can make them laugh or cry, I can make them think. So when I found the theater as a means of storytelling, and then you can create stories too, right? So the theater was a powerful tool to me, especially if you can move an audience. And if you can move an audience, you can create change. So it was always about making things better for my own people. So when I discovered that, a light went off in my head, and I never turned back. I was 20.
Mm-hmm. What would your relationship be with your band? How would you describe it?
It's like a brotherhood, family. It's like even last night, we didn't really want to be apart because we feed off each other. This is kind of a new experience for us. We feel as intimidated as you guys do sitting with us kind of being in front of you guys and trying to inspire you is challenging, because Where does our inspiration come from? It's, we don't ask ourselves that every day. We just do it. So, and how can we inspire you to take the bull by the horns creatively in your own life and have an impact on an audience? That's what it's about. Moving people and helping them figure out day-to-day tasks in a fun way, So that's kind of our role in society, is to make people think. So any way we can do that, and if it's working with you guys, that's a nice break from playing some low-down bar in North Nevada,
Yeah.
We'd sooner be here.
All right, thank you.
All right, good.
That's,
I'm done.
yeah.
I got a sticker that says Indian Power. I stuck it on a bumper, that's what holds my car together. We're on the circuit of an Indian dream. We don't get old.